the way that I make decisions is in an instant. I make decisions really quickly and really easily because I'm not making decisions. I'm just asking. I'm just paying attention to what's rising in this system. Because if we go back to this, the universe, meaning universal energy, but universal intelligence, okay? The universal mind is what's pouring through this system. It's the universal information, and it rises right up through us. And if we have directed our attention onto our core, we're in touch. We're in touch with it. We're in touch with this universal information that is rising. It rises like a hunch. It rises like a gut feeling, like an intuition, like an inner knowing. And I'm constantly paying attention to the inner knowing. I'm much more interested in the inner knowing than the statistics or in the processes and the procedures that others do that work, that makes it happen, because I also witness how much pain most of those people are in, that are living from their head and driving their lives and creating businesses and creating circumstances. And so long ago, I became curious. I wonder how far love can go. I wonder how far inner wisdom can go. I just am curious. And my life kind of became an experiment about that. And so I began to just only make decisions that were in alignment with what I really felt to do. Even if somebody was saying, no, you have to do this. This is what everybody's doing. You got to do it this way. This is it. This is it. I would be like, I tried it a few times and it was so painful. It always crashed for me. It never worked for me. And so I'm like, I had two choices. Either I could say, what's wrong with me? Why don't these things work for me if they work for everybody else? Which is what most people do. But I didn't. For some grace-filled reason, I decided to interpret that as, I'm not supposed to do that. There's something else I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not supposed to keep trying to do that until I get it right and it works for me. I'm supposed to do this my way, whatever that is. I don't even know what it is. But I did know how it would feel if it was true for me, because I could tell that some of those other choices weren't true for me. I wasn't aligned with them. I was just approaching it from an intellectual standpoint. Do this is what everybody's doing. And I would try it and it would just it would fall flat as a pancake. It would just never work for me. So I was like, well, I'm here and I'm not going to stop living and loving and working to help and serve humanity. And then I had this big opening and this big awakening happen. And it was like lightning came right down through my system. And it was like, I'm going to follow that because that's pretty convincing. You know what? I have another picture here that kind of shows what happened for me. I'm down here in this toric field thing, minding my own business, and then one day in meditation, boom! I lit up in an illuminated state, all because I was doing it my way, not because I was doing what I was supposed to do or what everybody else told me to do. I sat down in a meditation, was like, man, I am just going to do this for me. I don't care if I'm meditating right. I don't care if I'm following the practices. I'm just going to do this for me. And boom, this thunderous bolt of lightning just came down into my system and lit me up. And so from that moment on, my mind was trying to grapple with my old way of being, but it just kept coming home to this feeling, to this sensation. Now, I've taught lots of people who haven't had a bolt of lightning or thunder come through their system or illuminated how to do this. So don't think for a minute that that's necessary. But I teach people how to align and to open in such a way that they can feel that same truth rising. And so the decisions that I make are easy to make, but I want to say this. How I make those decisions so easily isn't determined in the moment that it's time to make a decision. It's made in between those moments. In my in-between moments, I'm constantly working to enhance my ability to sense and feel what's going on in here and who and what I truly am, to train my mind to find me down in here. Because the real me is what's rising in here. I used to think I was the mind that was looking for an answer, but now I realize I am the answer, and I just have to train my mind to find me, so that when my mind is trying to make a decision, it can, because it knows how to find me, and I know. The depths of me know the answer. The depths of every one of us knows the answer for any question that their mind will ever come up with, because the depths of us is made of the universe. There's nothing missing. all of the knowledge is there. We are compressed into a funnel, into a channel. We descend to the earth and we rise. And that's how we get to the physical dimension. And that's what we're doing here. So in that, we become chemistries and neurosynapses and all sorts of things that we love to study. We love to study the science of all that. But that's the effect. Just like we're talking about chasing symptoms, we're so obsessed with how the brain works and how the neurosynapses and the molecular configuration of an emotional field and how it rises to the brain and we become aware of it and how that all works and being wired together and fired together and all of that happens until it's a sustainable way of breaking habits. And we're obsessed with learning about that stuff. And I love to do it too, but that's all an effect of what we really are. We are truly invisible energy that has compressed itself here into the physical dimension, and we are on the move. And the sooner we can train our minds to know that to be true, the sooner we're not at the effects of what we've studied